I'm recording this on the device itself so we can get a better idea of what I want to share here. First, the biggest drawback of the new MI and Redmi phones. It's not just this particular model. The default MI dialer and messaging applications have been replaced by the Google ones. Now, this is a shocker for any existing MI phone user since the Google dialer and messaging applications are pathetic by comparison. Of course, that is just my viewpoint. Although there are alternate dialing and messaging applications, I haven't actually seen any that comes close to the MI application so far. Okay, with that negative point out of the way, the rest is all good. The screen is a high quality LCD with a refresh rate of 144 Hz. As a person who is into photography, I prefer the high quality LCD to an AMOLED screen since the LCD has truer colors. While most people would talk about the blacks on an AMOLED screen and the small area of an always on display, just the blacks do not do a whole lot for the overall colors. On the lighter side, this is a phone, not a watch that I want an always on display. In short, you can actually use the screen to check images for actual colors in case your monitor does not have sRGB gamut support. Of course, we might get far better AMOLED screens in the near future. That's a separate issue. Talking about photography, I will go through the default camera and gallery applications that come with this device and my recommendations to get the best out of the camera. Now, let us take a brief look at the camera settings first and then the variety of modes this application offers. Okay, so let's run the camera application and we have the top three bars for the menu. From there, we can go into the gear icon of settings, and this is essentially what I have set it to. I'm using the newer HAIF format, which is far more efficient than a JPEG for quality and size. But if you're using Google to back up your photos, don't use this because Google Photos does not support this so far. Now let's look at the customize option. The feature layout enables us to shift the icons around. In camera modes, I have chosen the more panel type instead of the default tab type. Colors and sound I do not really care about, so it doesn't really make a difference to me. Now you have these default photo and video modes. They are automatic, yes, but at the same time they seem to interfere with the actual binning the sensor does, and the image is actually smaller than what it should be from the sensor. So my recommendation would be to go into the pro mode and use all the automatic features there as a replacement for the default photo and video that you might be shooting. This gives you the actual binned image from the sensor, and it is slightly larger than what you get in those video and photo modes, and it is generally better in quality. Now, with that out of the way, there is one other very interesting feature in this application. Once you tap, you see a circle with yellow and white. You can actually drag the yellow circle out for exposure, and the white is for focus. It's almost like using a DSLR where you can lock the exposure to a certain point and focus at a completely different point. Tap again on the screen to combine both those into one. But this is very interesting for a variety of purposes, and people who are into photography would immediately see the value, especially in video modes, where you do not want the exposure to be jumping all over the place. You set it to one place and let the video go. So that's the camera application. Besides the variety of modes here, there is one very interesting feature in the gallery app. Let's take a look at that. Now, this is the default gallery app that comes with the device. I've already taken some nothing shots from my rooftop just to show this one particular effect, which seems to be a rage amongst a lot of enthusiasts. If we go into the editing options, we see a new sky option. Now, this is a sky replacement option. And if you notice, it changes the colors of the entire image based on the temperature of the sky that is being replaced. And the last option is dynamic, which actually puts in a video replacement for the sky along with music, which is really, really cool. I hope you like this presentation, and that's it for now. Have fun till the next one.